Hi, I'm Yannick and welcome to my tutorial on the X-Plane air traffic control and the Boeing 737 Autopilot. Let's say you bought X-Plane 11 or 12, it doesn't really matter, cause the aircraft, the Boeing 737, is the same. And you want to do a professional flight with air traffic control, but you don't know how to operate the autopilot. And I know holding an attitude and turning at the same time just with your joystick can be complicated sometimes. So today I want to take a look at doing a professional flight with the air traffic control on and without these board computers and complicated navigation stuff. I actually never found a good tutorial on that, so I just experimented over the years, and in the last time I confirmed my knowledge with some official Boeing manuals, and now I decided to just collect the most important information and yeah, put it in a tutorial for you. So the first thing you want to do when loading into a new flight is pressing M, and you get this cool map. You can see your aircraft and your airport. For me today, I just want to start at Cologne, this airport right here, and land again here, so just a circle. And you have to pick the airport you want to start and the airport you want to land, and then you have to look at this airport name. For me it's EDDK. You, for example, could just choose any other airport on the map and get the name. Next thing to do is press enter, and you get this ATC window. And the first thing to do is file your flight plan. You got your aircraft identification, you can keep this as it is. Then just type your model in. You got the 737-800. I'm flying for Air Berlin today. The airline doesn't exist anymore, so I'm just choosing Zand Air because they got some planes with Air Berlin livery in real life. Flight number, let's say just 1234, and my arrival ICAO is EDDK, just as the departure ICAO. I think I want to go pretty high today, relatively, so it's 3000 feet. Route doesn't matter. You can file the flight plan, and you got this auto-tune recommended frequencies right here. I'll put this off for the tutorial, but it can really help sometimes. You just have to choose the frequency with this little star. And now I have to request my altimeter, and while doing this we can actually just get our ground services. It's right here, and brakes are engaged. So first thing is release the brakes, and now we can just get, I think, a straight pushback.
Okay, push hard on the way.
Anyways, we have to request the altimeter.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4, Coel, Bob, altimeter 2992.
Coelm, Bonn, altimeter 2992, Sunder 1,
The altimeter
4.
Setting button is right here, and he said 2992, and that's just the standard altimeter, so we can press here STD, this knob. Altimeter is set. Now request clearance, so we're cleared to do our flight. And while doing that, before I would advise you to change your default 3D cockpit views, so your PC can memorize some views, and I would recommend you to set your number 1 cockpit view as this. It's a bit further. You can have a better look at all the instruments. And your second cockpit view can be the autopilot.
As filed, maintain 3000 squawk 4700.
I actually totally forgot to rebake my transmission. That will clear it, so he said it twice.
Here IFR2 Coelm.
So
as filed, maintain 3000 squawk 4700 Sunder 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, give me a second to
So by setting your second cockpit cam here, you can just access this very easily, and you can switch pretty quick between those. So now we got clearance, and now we have to contact ground control and request taxi.
Thunder 1, 2, 3, 4, runway 2, 4, taxi via Tango, Delta, Alpha, Alpha, 3, Delta, hold short of runway 3, 2, right.
They just said all the ways we have to
Runway
go
2,
on.
4, taxi via Tango, Delta, Alpha, Alpha, 3, Delta, hold short of runway 3, 2, right, center, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So you can put these up if they're obstructing your view. And right now, I don't even know where to go. So there are some arrows on the ground. You just have to follow these arrows. And let's go. So we just push our throttle a bit up, not over 50%, because we got over 50% a takeoff configuration warning right there. Takeoff configuration means that either the brakes are still engaged or we don't have enough flaps for takeoff. And in our case it's the flaps, because you see the brakes are released. So for takeoff the flaps can go just 10% or 15%. So now by putting our throttle over 50% we don't get this warning, but we're still taxiing, so I'd advise to drive slow. So in real life you just have to follow the yellow line printed on the ground. Keep your front wheel on it. In the simulator it's a bit complicated sometimes, but with enough practice that even I don't have, you can do this. So looks like we are at our departure runway. So now we just have to go just to the top of the arrows until we don't see them anymore. Then brake. So we are holding short now.
Contact tower rise
If
124.98.
we are holding short right now, so if there were actually planes landing, they could do this. And we're just waiting here. Now we have to contact the tower.
Contact tower on 124.98, center, 1, 2, 3, 4. Tower,
Checking
center,
in.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Sunter 1, 2, 3, 4. Cross runway 3,
Alright.
2, right. Hold short of runway 2, 4.
We aren't there yet.
Cross runway 3, 2, right. Hold short of runway 2, 4. Center, 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we were just holding short and waiting to cross the runway. So basically we can do our preparations for takeoff right here. We have those are the landing lights. We got a checklist on our yoke. All of these on. Then over there we have, I think it's all the other lights, so we can put our logo light on, so we see the Berlin logo, strobe lights and wing lights, wheel lights, everything on. Oh. So now we're holding short at another runway,
Sunter 1,
and we're
2,
clear
3,
for takeoff.
4. Fly heading 2, 4, 0. Runway 2, 4. You're clear for takeoff.
fly heading 240, runway 24, center 1, 2, 3, 4.
If it's night, I would recommend you to use this light here. We get light off, light on dim or bright, so we'll just light is right there. So it's just a simulator, so we got some time, and we're cleared for takeoff on runway 24, I think. We can have a look right here. That should be runway 24. And 24 is just the heading, so on any runway number in real life you can put a 0 and you'll get the heading. It's just, you know what a heading is. 0 is north, 90 is east, and so on. So we're on 24. So when we're taking off, we want to engage the autopilot as early as needed, as early as possible. Das rausschneiden. As early as possible, so we can, put a. So our priorities could be something else and not steering the plane. And just to explain this really quick, these buttons engage the autopilot. This is your altitude, how high you fly. This is the heading I've talked about, and this is your speed. This plane can fly 350 knots, but under 10,000 feet where we are going today, it's only allowed to fly as fast as 250 knots. So we'll put our speed to 250 knots, heading is our runway. So runway 24 is runway 240, and our altitude, I think we filed 3000 in the flight plan. So everything is set, and after the takeoff we have to engage this. It's right above, so pilot press here, co-pilot here. Then we get altitude hold and VS. VS is your vertical speed, so we'll engage that and put our vertical speed to about 2000 feet per minute. That's as fast as this plane can climb or sink. So I would just go right now. Our flaps are set, I think. Yes, brakes are off. They just line up with the runway. Alright, like this. And we're good to go. Now put the throttle up to about 90%. Not full. Now try to stay centered. And you see your speed indicator right here, and at around 140 knots we can rotate, which is pulling back our yoke and taking off. So 110, 120, 130 and 140, and we can pull our throttle back. So you see your climb rate right here, and as soon as we get a positive climb rate we can put our gear up, and now we can engage our autopilot. So we just press C and D, it's green. Now we put ES mode on, and that's a bit too fast, so with 2000 feet per minute.
1, 2, 3, 4. Contact center on 135.95.
With 2000 feet per minute we're going up. Now we just put our heading so the plane doesn't roll or bank in any direction uncontrolled. And speed, we cannot engage this because first we have to arm the AT. So put just this lever on, and now our speed is set. We got auto throttle, AT is auto throttle. So when we're looking down here, our throttle moves by itself.
Contact center on 135.95. Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
So now we can put our flaps back a little, but not fully. Our brakes can go a bit out for landing again. And while we're contacting Sandro, while we're checking in again, we can already turn off our landing lights and everything.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly heading 2, 2, 0. Vectors for visual. Runway 3, 2, right. Descend and maintain 2000.
So now we got our stuff to do.
1, 2, 3, 4. Squawk 4, 7, 0, 0.
So there were actually two commands.
Squawk 4, 7, 0, 0. Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
The squawk is your transponder code. So first he said fly heading 22.
1, 2, 3, 4. Coel 5. Altimeter 2992.
That's a bit much, so I'm pressing P. Our game's actually paused right now, so I can explain everything. So the first thing he said was heading 220. So he wanted just put in the commands of the air traffic control in your autopilot. Basically that's it. It's as easy as that. So just change your heading to 220. Your plane should then turn. And he says descend and maintain 2000. So we'll go to 2000. And after I unpause the game, we'll set up our vertical speed. So he said squawk 4700 right there. Zanner 1, 2, 3, 4 squawk 4700. The transponder is down here in our plane. It just says ATC, air traffic control, and we have 4 of these wheels. This wheels is for the last digit, so a 0. This wheel down there is for the 3rd digit, and now I think we have 400. Was that right? Like this. And if we don't set our squawk to 4700, they can't control our plane. So now I unpause the game.
Coel, long, altimeter 299,
And
Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
Our vertical speed. Now we have to fly down, so it's gotta be a minus number. So with up to 2000 feet per minute we can descend, and we're in the clouds right now. I just set it as this, so we have to use the autopilot a bit and our instruments right here, and if we don't see anything through our windows, we can just watch the plane right there. Now that we're checked in, we get our commands, and by looking on the map we can see we're flying right here, and I've tried this flight out before, and he should get us in a circle around here, and then we should land on either 1 for left or 1 for right, I think. No, that's the other direction. It's 32L or 32 right from this direction. And now we can put our flaps. Whoops, that was a throttle. We can put our flaps fully back.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly heading 1, 3, 0.
And 130, that's just turning this knob a bit. And the knob down below is how fast you turn. So we're just set at 20 degrees, but we can put it on 30. You see the plane is banking further, and we might even get a bank angle warning. So as long as everything's green up there, the plane just controls the yoke and the throttle by itself. Oh, I have to read
Fly
back.
heading 130, center 1, 2, 3, 4.
So when we're looking at the map, we know when to expect the next ATC commands. For a long and controlled approach, we need some distance right here. So we'll probably go a bit in this direction, then turn a 90 degrees left, then again, and then we got a long approach way on one of these two runways from this direction. While flying, I can explain to you this nice panel here. So right, this is our indicators where basically everything happens. You might know that this is speed in knots and this is our altitude. This is how fast we sink or climb. This is very useful in fog or anything. So if we actually go up a bit, we can see down here is a little compass. So we see we're flying heading 130 right now. And up here we can see everything from the autopilot that we're using, and here's CMD, which is the autopilot. So our copilot has the same panel right here.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly heading 0, 4, 0.
Fly heading 0, 4, 0, center 1, 2, 3, 4.
So we have to turn to 40 heading right now. So looking at the map, this might be our first curve. Then we get a second one, and then we either gonna get on, let's see, should be 32 right or 32 left. 32 right would be better though, because it's much longer.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly heading 3, 4, 0.
Fly heading 3, 4, 0, center 1, 2, 3, 4.
340, that might be nearly our runway direction. The runways are 320, so I think this is gonna be our approach. So we can think about what we have to do. So we have to brake down using auto throttle first. Our gear comes down short before the runway, and we get our lights up here. So this is basically most important stuff. Then we can think about braking either in the air already or then on the ground. The ground brakes are set, and our reverse thrust, in case you didn't know that, is these levers in front of the normal thrust levers. On this plane you might be able to deploy reverse thrust midair.
1, 2, 3, 4. Fly heading 3, 1, 0. Report the field in sight.
Fly heading 3, 1, 0, report the field in sight, center 1, 2, 3, 4.
But in real life you can only deploy these 10 feet or lower. So we are requested to report the field in sight. So this is a visual approach. So the ATC has to know if we see the field and can do an approach safely, and if we don't report that field in sight early enough, he just abort that approach and we have to fly a second big circle, and this is really annoying. So I want to report the field in sight early, and I think it should be a bit to the left. I think this is the airport, so we're not really the right direction, but alright.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Ah, okay.
0, 4, 0. Vectors for the visual. Runway 3, 2, right. Descend and maintain. 2000.
Wait, what? Fly heading 0, 4, 0. Vectors for the visual. Runway 3, 2, right. Descend and maintain. 2000. Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
So now you've seen what the abortion of an approach is. We didn't report the field in sight in time, and now we have to do a little circle.
A few moments later.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly heading 3, 4, 0.
Fly heading 3, 4, 0. Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, so we got the 340 again. So let's try it better this time. You see that white light up there? I think, yeah, this might be the airport. So if he asks us, we have the field inside.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4. Fly heading 3, 1, 0. Report the field in sight.
Fly heading 3, 1, 0. Report the field in sight. Center 1.
Alright,
2,
so
3,
we have
4.
to confirm that the field is inside, which it is.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
And now we can actually begin our landing preparations. So, landing lights on.
Center 1, 2, 3, 4. Clear visual approach. Runway 3, 2, right. Contact tower off. 1, 2, 4.98.
Cleared visual approach. Runway 3, 2, right. Contact tower off. 1, 2, 4.98. Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
So by looking at the map, we can see that I think we're going to fly on runway 32 left if we keep that autopilot setting, but he cleared us on runway 32 right, so I'm just gonna adjust it by myself. The X-Plane11 ATC isn't always that correct with headings for landing.
Tower. Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
Now put your speed down to about 170, 180 knots, and you can already put the first flaps in. Field is already down there, so I'm gonna descend to 800. So now the autopilot is way too inaccurate to hit the runway, so I'm going to switch over to manual flight. So I'm gonna disengage the autopilot, that's right here, and we get this funny sound. So now I'm flying by myself. Gear down, thrust levers down, flaps to 25. That was one too far.
Thunder, 1, 2, 3, 4, runway, 3, 2, right, you're clear to land.
So we can see these three little red lights. If these are off, gears in. Red lights are gears deploying, and green lights is gear is set. Now I have to watch our speed. Should be going down a little bit. Alright, so now our auto throttle is off as well, so we're in full control of the plane.
Thunder, 1, 2,
Oops,
4, runway, 3, 2, right, you're clear to land.
Runway.
forgot to
3,
repeat
2,
that.
right, Center 1, 2, 3, 4.
Alright, gear set, brakes are set, our speed is going to 160 knots.
300. Sync rate.
Now we're perfectly aligned. And yeah, I'm pretty good at flying, but not really landing. So instead of prepare for landing, I would rather say brace for impact. Brace.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Alright, touchdown zone, good. Center line, perfect. Touchdown, I don't know about that. We'll see that
1, 2, 3, 4.
in the
3, 2, Romeo, Alpha, 3, Alpha.
replay mode. So we're come to a stop. We didn't even have to use our worst thrust. So brakes off, and now we're going to taxi along these yellow arrows.
Gate, taxi via 3, 2, Romeo, Alpha, 3, Alpha, Thunder 1, 2, 3, 4.
So right here I put everything to standard for my next flight. These off, because when taxiing on the field, I do not want to shine anybody in the face and annoy them. Also, it's daytime, so just
Thunder, 1, 2, 3, 4. Contact ground on 1, 2, 1.73.
so in case we want to do any further operations on the ground, we're given the contact to the ground unit, but we don't need this.
Contact ground on 1, 2, 1.73, Thunder 1, 2, 3, 4.
As you can see, because right here everything is grayed out, we can't click any of these, so I can close this window, and our flight plan is immediately reset after we approach a gate. So if we go here, we're randomly assigned a gate by the ATC, and if we come to a stop, these yellow arrows should disappear, in theory. And we would be able to file a new flight plan. So we're still rolling, and before I hit that pole up there, I'm pressing pause, because the brake I assigned to my controller was the brake for landing, right here. But if we really want to come to a stop, we have to pull it up here. So this is brake off, this is the brake I set to my controller, but we need it so the lights are shining. So this is the final parking brake we use when the plane is standing at an airport. And alright, this is our flight done. Perfect. So let's watch it in replay mode. Replay mode is up here, flight, and then toggle replay mode. I hope my game doesn't crash, cause that's a bunch of stuff to load. So I think I can click here. Alright, this was actually pretty good. Still on the runway. Alright, so we got our approach here. So at first it kind of is a nosedive, but now we're leveling. Perfectly aligned with the runway. Let's see, I'm really curious how the touchdown is, because it's looking very good so far. It's probably better than a lot of my other landings. So now our nose starts to get back. At least it's no nosedive, that's pretty good. Pretty late flare. Whoa, beautiful. That was perfectly centerline, touchdown, very good. And touchdown zone might be a bit late. But alright, so we can deselect, replay mode, and basically that's it. I've completed my successful flight with ATC and my X-Plane11 Autopilot to help me input all these commands, and if you get any questions, just write them down below. I'll try to read and answer all of these. And then thanks for watching. I hope I helped you, and I don't want to beg, but if this video helped you, please really consider liking. Thank you.